Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Welcome to the Tree Shaker Show. Today on the Tree Shaker Show, we have my absolute better half, the love of my life, Mr. Mark Ford, has joined the Tree Shakers today. So, welcome to the Tree Shakers Radio Talk Show, Mark Ford.
All right, it's an honor to be here. Such a good occasion.
And today on the Tree Shaker Show, we have with us our you want to introduce him, baby?
Well, I will say the incomparable Les Getrex.
Yeah, the incomparable Mr. Les Getrex is on the tree. Shaker. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hey, thank you for the invite. So glad to be here.
So honored to have you on the show, man. Oh my word! Show you how small New Orleans is. We all just 2 degrees away from each other.
Isn't that something?
In that
Right,
something.
right in the same neighborhood, right from the same neighborhood.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
CTC,
CTC in the
across the canal.
house.
Yes, indeed.
And I tell you, I came from I grew up in the 7th ward,
Wow.
but all throughout the 31 years of our marriage, well, from the very beginning, my husband has always wanted to buy property in the lower ninth ward.
Mhm.
Lower ninth ward is lower ninth ward was like magical the way that he described it to me.
Mhm.
Upon meeting him, I knew we would have to live here. We have to raise our children here. So
Okay.
I knew so how long has your family been in the lower ninth ward?
My family, my family been in the Lower Ninth Ward since the 50s. Uh,
Mm-mm.
my uncle uh, uh, moved down from the 8th Ward, 7th Ward. We lived in the 7th Ward, and he moved down in 1950. I don't know what year it was, but in the 50s he moved down, and we're originally from the 7th and the 8th Ward of Marigny and Johnson, and
Mm-hmm.
but my uncle moved down in the 50s, and my daddy followed him down. My daddy followed him down. My daddy followed him down in 1965. We moved on Tennessee Street, right, right to 1965, and in August was it? And as soon as we moved over there, Betsy came,
Wow.
and our house we lived on Jordan Avenue, and never forget that. Well, I was going to start at Lawless that year, and 1965, and our house was on Jordan Avenue, and our house went underwater. That was my first hurricane experience, 1965. They had more before that, but that's my first one to get caught in with the water situation, Um,
Mm-hmm.
but
Wow. So how old were you? How old were you? I mean, I guess I'm really trying to just hint around to your childhood.
okay, well, my childhood, I was born in Charity, like most New Orleanians that I know. Most of my friends born in Charity Hospital, like Ernie Cato, and
Yeah, your
and
charity baby.
Charity Hospital, baby, yeah. And then the first house I lived in was on Marigny Street, uh, 2003 Marigny Street, right across from my Baptist Church, True Vine Baptist Church. And I was there till I was 5 years old. Then we moved to Desire Project. And when I was 15, 14, we moved out of Desire Project, which was 1965, and out of Desire to Jordan Avenue. And after Betsy came, we moved on Desert Loan. And then Camille came, then we moved on Tennessee Street. So we lived on the first three streets across the canal, right?
Yeah.
In my young lifetime. And so that was it. That's where I came up at.
Yeah. Um, I tell you, what you say,
Well,
man?
first of all, let's let everybody know that Les, though for those who don't know, is a premier musician.
That's right. Hey, yeah.
Grown in New Orleans, real New Orleans music. Born and raised right here.
Yeah. How long you been playing music? You started out young playing music?
I was a kid. I remember the design project. My mother bought me a trumpet. I was about 7, 8 years old. Bought me the trumpet, and I studied got the basic fundamentals of music in elementary school, and by the time high school came, junior high school, I put it down, and right after high school, I went in the military, and I pursued my singing career, and then when I got out in 1971, I got with a band or two or three, and every time I get with a good band, it's, man, you can sing really good, but every time I get in the band, somebody would come along like a piano player came in one band and said, so they fired me for this piano player because he sang and played piano. Another band I played with, this guy, I got the band singing my behind off, and then another guy come along. This guy could sing, and he have a PA system, so they kicked me out of that band. So I said, you know what? So I was working at the Sheraton Hotel as a doorman. They had a guy walking up and down St. Charles Street with a guitar, trying to sell it. Come here, man. How much you want? $14. I got 12. He gave me the guitar. I took the guitar, quit my job, went into hibernation with the guitar. And I'm self-taught, so I taught myself to play. Well,
Wow.
God gave me the gift, of course. God gave me the gift, and I used to sleep with my guitar. Everywhere I went, the guitar was with me. And I'd beg guys like Walter Wolfman, Washington, you listening? Hey man, can you show me how you do that? How you do this? He said, man, come on, I'm gonna show you how to do it. And he put his guitar up and he said, I said, man, can you slow it down? He played it 3 times fast. I said, that's all right, man, don't worry about it, man. So I just went back in my hibernation and read some books and just self-taught. So God gave me the gift, and here I am, and I've been going with it ever since. I've been going with it since 19. I bought the guitar in 71, 72. I was playing it. I started playing in 74, 75 with a band, and I've been going ever since. I play with the likes of Fats Domino. That's the biggest thing I ever did with Fats Domino. But I play with most of the legends in New Orleans: Barbara George, Lee Dorsey. I played a gig or two with Irma Thomas, and several others.
And I don't know, what you was about to say, man.
Well, I just want to bring back some old memory to you. The first time we met was when you was playing with the Vietnam band.
Wow, Vietnam band. You remember that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. That was Ralph Craig and Chris Severin, them guys, man. Yeah, man, you went way back, man. You took me way back that time.
Yeah, we had a lot of, good bands. We were young guys, but we could play.
Yeah.
And, but that's the first band I remember seeing you in, and I knew a lot of those guys that was in that band, because they branched off from a couple of bands that I played with, or we tried to get together. We had a few. We didn't get no gigs, but we liked playing.
Mm-hmm.
And the only band we knew real well was the Deacons, because most of them was from the Lower Ninth Ward.
You remember them? You remember the Deacons?
No, yes, man. Who was in that band?
Vaughn Mitchell, a whole bunch of guys. Most of the guys who started Chocolate Milk was in that same band. Arthur Mitchell.
I know Arthur Mitchell, yeah.
He was in that. I'm drawing a blank on a lot of names, but the horn players who was with Chocolate Milk, both of them was with the Deacons.
Wow.
Yeah.
But so you've done a lot of traveling also?
Oh yes, I've done some traveling in my lifetime. I did a lot of traveling with Fats Domino, and
how long you played with Fats?
I played with Fats for about 12 years on and off. But Fats Domino had a big band, and he had so many horn players, but he had most drummers. He'd take about 3 or 4 drummers on the road with him, but he always had about 4 or 5 back here, And when I was playing, he had a couple of A couple other great guitarists still left. Mr. Dave Douglas, well, he passed away too. Dave Douglas, Jimmy Moyer, and but when I go out, I always be one of those more experienced guitar players because he always take 2 guitar players with him. But and then sometimes he'd leave me and take somebody else, Carl LeBlanc, somebody like that. But that was the most unique experience in my life. That's the biggest gig, it's the most fascinating gig I ever had in my life.
Yeah.
To play on the stage to entertain thousands of people. I'm not talking about 2,000, I'm talking about 10, 20, 50, 60,000 people, you know, pouring that energy back on you. It's like the biggest rush I've ever had.
Wow. That's why, and I tell you, you know, I want folks to know, you know, I just happened to be out on first time out since get my COVID vaccinations back on First Street. And I've always loved to go on First Street because I'm on the, always looking for my local musicians. And bam, if I didn't run right into you, man, if I didn't run right into you. But then sitting down and really listening on a band, see, and I got a thing, you know, my local musicians have just spurred me so I can't even go nowhere and hear some bad music because I'm used to a certain quality. And look, I'm gonna tell you, it been a minute during COVID. I was suffering from missing my music, you know, and boy, but them musicians you had playing with you, man, them dudes was. I knew. I'm gonna tell you, I knew I was in the magic zone, not only because of you singing and playing the guitar and your style of performing, but man, them dudes playing behind you. And one thing I do know is that musicians, true musicians, great musicians attract other true musicians and great musicians. They really run together because you
Yeah.
don't find nobody. You find somebody who can't play, then nobody in there gonna be able to play. Cause I guess they don't tolerate. They have like some secret language or something. But if that band is off, then everybody in there is off. They ain't gonna have one good person. Everybody else gonna be bad. That's not how it go. You know, that's not how it goes. So that's what I want to know too. You know, what you playing? Because I also saw you playing here in the lower ninth ward where people in the community was just sitting out, like brought their chairs out and was sitting down watching you play less, and it was just everything. And that's what I love about my city. You can't even fake that, man. So what so you doing? I know you now on Frenchman Street. Where else are you playing at?
Well, actually, right now, since the pandemic, I've been we all been kind of crippled. I'm usually on the road and traveling abroad. I used to travel, go to Europe 6, 7, 8 times a year. You know, I love playing in Austria, Switzerland, Germany, and other countries. You know, but now that the pandemic is, we're just kind of opening up slowly. We may be closing back again in a minute, but now that the pandemic is lightened up us a little bit, we're doing like I'm doing Frenchman Street at the Bamboolas on Fridays, and just around the corner I'm playing at this club called BMC, the Balcony Music Club. We call it BMC, and I do that on Saturday nights, and I'm kind of accepting, you know, gigs as we go for right now until this the world opens up for me to visit again, you know, because it's I'm grateful just to still be here, you know, because, you know, a lot of our friends that was here aren't here anymore, you know, and I'm just grateful to be here, and I can't wait till it open up so I can go back and do what I normally do. But that's shit right now at Bamboolas and BMC, and I have had other offers, but I haven't taken them yet because, you know, at this age we are right now, you know, I got to be very careful what I do out there, you know.
Oh yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
I like to play. I like to play on the stage, like where I'm not right in with the audience, because, you know, everybody haven't had their shots. You know what I mean? I had mine, but everybody haven't had their shots, and some people just don't want to take them, and I'm afraid for that right now.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that everybody who's listening will go ahead on. If they haven't gotten their shots, man, you're gonna have
Please,
to you're gonna have to step it up and go there and get them shots, because
Yeah, yeah. You gotta
that's
get
what's
them.
happening. We have to be able to do that. We've had ours too, but I'm missing my life. I miss my New Orleans life. I miss
Yes,
my New Orleans life, my music. You
yes,
know,
indeed. I miss playing it. When I was in fear. I thought I was gonna have to. I thought I was gonna lose my career as a guitarist and playing, because after being locked up in a house, for that amount of time, and I didn't practice. I made a mistake by not practicing, not picking up my guitar. My hand locked up. I couldn't bend this hand like that. It's like, oh my God, couldn't bend a hand. So I went to therapy at the VA, and they worked with me with some different things. Just I had some therapy done, and I'm working. But I think God just wanted me to sit down and be quiet for a while. But it's working just fine now. But
that's
Yeah.
good. That's good to hear, man. You gotta keep up. Them
yeah,
things. You don't use them, you lose them.
that's right. Yeah. Well, that's why I got 10 guitars right here. I keep one of them right close to me all the time.
You got
So
10 guitars now.
I probably have more than that. My wife, she listens, so I think she know. She think I have 10, but I probably got about 12 or 15 maybe. That's my baby. The guitar is what I do.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah,
I do.
yeah.
That's what I do. I love what I do. Love it
Yeah.
so much.
Well, it's definitely what it is. It's a love, and it has to be in your heart because, uh, we both know that city government is not taking care of their New Orleans musicians.
Oh no.
Where else, Austin, Texas, you know, who want to be New Orleans are nowhere near, but they take care of their musicians.
Mm-hmm.
Here you have musicians who have to work at 8 to 5 and play their music at night.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and that went on for years and years,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Mhm. Our musicians have to leave from here in order to be able to get what they work. You know?
Oh yes, indeed. That's been forever. That's been going on forever. I remember the greats like Ernie Cato and Johnny Adams.
Yeah,
People always say, "Why you guys don't leave for me? Go to New York somewhere,"
yeah,
and they were just stuck here. I guess like a lot of our musician friends are stuck here. But some of them made the move. Aaron Neville made the move. He moved to New York.
yeah.
And then
Mhm.
Marcellus brothers went and them. Those guys in New York, they getting paid. They
They
appreciate
get
it.
paid.
Yeah,
Even I saw that video John Baptiste did, and it's such a flavor. We have such a flavor here, and
Oh yes,
it's just the community that brings that flavor too.
yes indeed,
It's
yes
our
indeed.
community, and so many people now are trying to fake that, but they don't realize that somebody who's originally from New Orleans could talk to you for 2 minutes and know you faking it.
It started out from young. As a kid, we used to be able to go out in the neighborhood and play our
Yeah,
trumpet in our
yeah,
homes and our guitar or whatever. But the people that's moving in from other places into our neighborhood, they'll call the police and they stop you from playing. So we got this from young. This desire we have. Trombone Short and those kids, they played out in the streets. I mean,
they play
they
it out
make
in the
parades.
street.
They make
Yeah,
makeup parades every day. Let's go walk around the block and do a second line around the block.
yeah,
They do
yeah,
that. They try
yeah,
that today. They're gonna call the police on them. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And
yeah,
they're not
yeah,
doing nobody no harm. So
yeah.
if you move from wherever to New Orleans, you should have moved here for the culture and understand it. But you trying to kill the culture.
Right, but they ain't trying to get that though, man. They ain't trying
No.
to get that. I know
Mm-mm.
even here at WHIV, we definitely looking at how we can support our music community today. And man, like when I told him after we talked that you was coming on the Tree Shaker show, right? And they was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, he coming on the show." So I'm telling you, nah, they gonna be hitting you up, man. Everybody wanna, and we also have the interest that the music DJs play New Orleans music from our
Yes.
own musicians. We want to have that included in the radio station's repertoire.
That'd be nice because I got about 3 or 4 CDs out there.
Well, then hit me up then, because guess what? We got space to play them. Definitely got
Okay.
space to play them because that's what we're about here at WHIV. We're gonna bring New Orleans music back. Our own local musicians
Oh,
need to
beautiful.
be able to get that play, and we committed to that. Matter of fact, we had a full staff meeting to talk about that with all the DJs and all of the radio hosts on WHIV because we want to be the new number one station in New Orleans,
Okay.
and we want to be a home for our local musicians to be able to come on, talk about what they're working on, what they're doing, and what they want to do, and how we can support you too. You know,
Yes, indeed.
anything, your gigs, man, that's gonna be up on my page, your gigs, what you got coming up, so that
Oh,
everybody in the community can know that they can support you. And a shout out to Bambula too, because they were like, yeah, we serious, we want authentic New Orleanian music in here.
yes.
They want to do that. So shout out to them too on Frenchman Street. Man, I was relieved, man. I was feeling like I'm gonna tell you what it was for me, Les. It was like a thirsty man coming out the desert and seeing water.
Well, I saw you. I saw when you came, and I saw the joy in your
Yeah,
eyes. I saw the glow.
yeah,
You
I
had
was
the glow. You
happy.
said, "Yeah, yes, this is it. This is what I needed." I saw it in you,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I'm just
yeah,
so glad that I was able to get it for you. Have
yeah,
it for you.
yeah, 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 yeah. It was all good. It was all good. And the musicians, man, we got the cup. I want to bring Mark down there so we could just sit down there and really enjoy that music. A very open environment. It wasn't like closed and shut in. It was just open, wide open. You could hear
Oh
that
yeah,
music from the street, from outside, and just everybody just stopping by to just like stuck. They can't move when they pass by you. That they know it,
yes indeed.
they
Well,
know it, man.
I'll be there tomorrow and on Fridays.
Huh?
I'll be there tomorrow on Friday.
All right. Well, we're gonna play this show on Friday. So everybody, it's gonna be Friday when they hear this show. So it'll be Friday evening. They can come and see you at
Oh, okay.
Bambula's. And what's the address again?
The address is
I ain't worried about that. They
516,
can look it up. Google it.
516, 516 Frenchman Street.
Frenchman Street. Somebody told me modern day we got Googleologists. Everybody go on Google.
Oh yeah, I know I do.
Yeah,
Google is my best friend.
yeah, you gotta have it now. Give you some
Hmm.
kind of idea. Which all the information is not exactly true, but they
Hmm.
pretty much can put you in the ballpark.
Yeah, yeah, they put you where you need to be at. That's
So
for
that
sure.
little show like you did in the lower night, war, you doing any more of that kind of stuff in the community?
Well, since then, the city, the states has opened up, so guys got more gigs going on now. So we were doing that because we didn't have nowhere to play. We didn't have nowhere to play, and we go out there and play and put out a tip jar and put our cash app signs out, Venmo Cash App and Zelle and those. So people were actually donating money through the web, through Facebook. They was sending money and to us like that, but we want to get back to it. We will get back to it. And but what happened the last two times I was supposed to perform, the weather has been bad. The weather's been bad for the last 2 months,
I
almost three
know,
months,
right?
almost 3 months. I never saw this much rain in New Orleans ever, you know. And we didn't get it for April and May. Well, we got to the tail end of May and June is when it started happening, But we had to cancel two of my engagements already. So maybe
Wow.
maybe a little later when it slows down, the rain slows down, we might get back to it again.
Cause I never did see. I was out of town when y'all had that gig, man, and I was watching. They were just letting me see little glimpses of it over the phone, and then I saw the pictures that Mark took. Man,
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
even looked at them before we started recording this show, and I was like, boy, I sure wish I would have been there, right?
Yes, indeed.
But next time you have to, because I like it. I like being in my neighborhood, being in my element, and being able to listen to some real good New Orleans style music. It
Yes,
is
indeed.
the most precious thing. And we lived in Tremay for a lot of years before we bought the house here in the lower ninth ward. And we got to see Trombone Shorty and his little band, how he just made up his little band and was walking around. Because Peter Claver was right behind our house, and St. James Methodist was right in front of our house on Ursuline Street, right?
Mm-mm-mm.
And man, look, them cats come out there and they getting after the second line, they stand in a circle like be challenging somebody, step up in the middle and stuff. How about Trombone Shorty would go and get up there and get in the middle and play in front of all them older dudes, man. No fear. That boy
Yeah,
ain't had no fear from a
yeah,
young man.
yeah,
Yeah, he was
yeah,
doing it. They get out there and march, make up a band, go march
yeah.
around the block, march to the whole neighborhood.
Sure did.
But we did a lot of that, even with the school bands, like Bell School. Bell School used to march up and down the street. All of the high schools marched around their own neighborhoods.
Uh-huh.
They
Yeah.
marched around the neighborhoods, for
They're still they're
practice.
still they're still doing it. All of them still doing the same thing.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. My alma mater, Deep Purple.
I know.
Yeah, yeah. So Les, in the
Yeah.
early days, there were a lot of musicians in the lower ninth ward, and believe it or not, uh, I was in like '66. Well, Betsy was in '65. '66, I
Mm.
just got out of elementary school. But '67, I started playing music then. And
Okay.
but before that, I was in and out of Oop Poopa Doo. I was around him. My uncle and my dad and them all knew him. My dad was the mailman at
Yeah.
most of their houses. Uh,
Yeah.
Jesse Hill, Oop Poopa Doo,
Yeah.
Lee Dorsey, and he lived
Hmm.
across the street from Fat Domino. I was back and forth, but I never knew how famous them guys were.
And that's something. Yeah.
I never knew how famous they were. I just knew him as Mr. Fat, you know,
Yeah. And that's
Mr.
something.
Dorsey, and Mr. Hill, Jesse Hill. Oh, sometimes we used
Wow.
to slip up and hear people say "Oop Poopa Doo," you know, and
Yeah.
but I never knew till I got to junior high school just how famous those guys were.
So Poopa do you was sneaking and saying that?
No, 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 but you didn't call, you didn't always call if you were a young person, young child,
They said
you know,
Mister.
you had to say Mister,
Yeah,
you know,
Mister. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
you
I
didn't.
was I wasn't never the equal, but I was since I was a musician, I get by calling hey fat, say hey poop, call them poop, Kato, Kato,
Yeah, yeah,
But like I said, I was a musician like them, so I didn't have to do that. And I'm about your age, but I got
yeah,
by with that.
yeah.
But
There was another.
I never knew how famous Fats Domino was. I mean, we live
I
right around the corner, but listen,
didn't know it.
didn't realize it until
You
I played
didn't
with him.
know it. In and out
And
his
you know
house
what? And you know
from.
what? One good thing about that for me was he came to hire me. I was playing my little club right around the corner from your house, down on Dolphin and Lazard. It was called a casino.
Uh-huh.
I playing by the casino. In fact, she's coming every Sunday. Man, I'd be playing with my cats, these old cats, just called the AFB, some old dudes. I'd be playing in there, and I had this wireless system on my guitar, right? So I'd be playing the solo. I'd walk off the stage. I'd walk out the back door and come in through the front door. Walk out the front door, come through the back door. So he said, man, I want you to come play with me. Fat said, man, every Sunday he come at me and said, man, I want you to come play with me. He asked me to play with him.
Uh-huh.
But I want you to win. And the first gig we had was in Las Vegas, man. I'll never forget it. And he said, I want you to go out there and all this. Go way out there. With my guitar, I'd be playing my guitar with the wireless receiver. He liked that.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow, that's funny, man.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
That was a story I'll never forget.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
well, we just, as far as Fat Domino, we just knew, his house was the first house, in the Lower Ninth Ward that, we used to call it a California style house,
Yeah,
and we knew he had cameras on there, so you know, and like I said, my uncle knew him real well, so I met him through my uncle. I'd be over there with my uncle, but um, never knew how famous that man was.
Ain't that something?
So
Yes.
I got in junior high school, started playing music, and I started hearing his records and started reading about him. You know, and but those were the good old days. There was another guy from the Lower Ninth Ward. His name was Richard Caton. He was a singer from Young. You know, yeah.
You know him?
Oh, I can't tell you about this story. Not on this thing here. I'm gonna tell you about it later.
Yeah. Well, see. So now you know what I'm talking about. Then.
Yeah.
You know, I know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Wow.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Well, boy, I tell you, we're blessed to come up, to be born and raised in New Orleans around all of this stuff, you know. And I tell you, before I was at the musician status, I was blessed to be able to be around those people, you know, all my life, because when I grew up in the Desire Project, I was really exposed to the R&B musicians and entertainers. Everybody that played at the Dewdrop Inn, like from Alan Toussaint to Dr. John. Well, he wasn't Dr. John, he was just Mac Rubinek at the time. He was playing guitar with Hewitt Smith and the Clowns. And they had a guy named Curly Moore. Curly Moore was with them. I grew up right across the street, right across the court in Desire from Hewitt Smith. And he would rehearse all the time. And I'd be right in his house listening to the music. I used to tell Dr. Jones before he died stories about him when he was playing with Hewitt Smith. And he said, "Man, boy, you remember that? You don't want to joke or know anything about that." You know? But we are blessed to be able to come from this place, you know, and to tell stories about it to people that, you know, they say, "What, you knew that?" You know.
Yeah. Well, we were lucky enough to have experience to the early developing of the culture.
Yes.
You know, even far as radio is concerned, what's his name? Shelley Pope.
Shelley Pope did
radio.
Okay.
You know, we when we met that guy, then we realized who that was.
Yeah.
It was an experience. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, and he lived right on Galvez and Tupelo.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, for a little while. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Those were the days, you know.
Yes.
And we tried to start our little bands, you know, and we just did it for the love. You know, we had a little group called Undertakers, and then there was another band from down there who turned into a very popular group, MG Funk.
Yeah.
You know, and that Percy Williams was a trumpet player. Tyrone Graves played saxophone, and they were the two that was from down here. And Dyson, the drummer. I can't think of his first name.
You know, Percy Williams still playing now.
Yeah.
Percy Williams still playing, you know.
Yes, he's still out there, still playing. And the other guys were from across the canal over there, and they all went to Carver. So,
yes, indeed.
You know, we were all met each other at one point in time. Yes.
Let me ask you. So once you started playing the guitar, you never look back at the trumpet anymore. You don't play any other instrument.
Oh no! I let that trumpet go when I was a little young boy.
And you never picked it back up again.
No. I tried to pick up a trumpet before years after that, and I couldn't blow one single note. Wow. They said, "No, this is not for you. That's why you didn't play it."
So that's all you do is play the guitar now?
Guitar and sing.
Yeah. Because man, that band, y'all was off the chain up there, man. Y'all was off the chain, and that only comes from because talented musicians play with talented musicians.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you go about organizing your bands? Because you're the maestro of the bands now.
Well,
so how do you go about getting guys together to play with you?
Well, that's my band. So I found the key to a good band is surrounding yourself with the best. In my case, I play guitar. I need the best drummer I could find, like best keyboard player, the best bass player.
Oh man, them dudes was
got
off the chain. That dude on them drums, man. That dude had them drums humming. That dude was hitting that magic on that keyboard, man. And that bass, because the bass player dude, he could do backup. He do backup singing, but he could also lead too.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
You know, but they had me want to go pick up the tip bucket and make them people put money in there.
Yes, indeed. But Mark, you haven't seen that band yet, bro. You seen another band. You saw Kevin and them.
Yeah, who's in your band? Kevin is your keyboard player?
Kevin ain't in that band. Kevin ain't in that band. But Kevin gonna play with me next Friday, next Saturday over there.
Yeah, that's Kevin
with my
Hayes.
band. With my band, yeah. He gonna play with me next Friday and Saturday. As a matter of fact, he gonna play with me this Saturday on Decatur and Esplanade by BMC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what time you going at BMC?
BMC, same time, 6:30.
And what time you go on Bambula?
6:30 to 9:30, both from the same time. One's Friday, one's Saturday.
Okay. That's exciting, man. At least I know every Friday and Saturday I got somewhere I could go.
Yes,
and have a good time.
Yes, you will. I'm gonna see to that. That's what I do.
Yeah, you the best at that, man, because that music is just good and everybody get up and dance. You can't sit down on that music. You know, can't sit down when you get up there, man. Wow. It is exciting. It is exciting. So I tell you, welcome to the Tree Shaker Show. We talk about hot button issues and politics in the city of New Orleans and just everywhere in general about justice, how people are finding justice. But one thing for certain here on Tree Shakers is that we always got time for our local musicians. We always got time to sit down and talk with them and hear what they have to say and be able to let folks know where they can go and support our own. Because we have to be about that in the city of New Orleans. We have to. We have to be purposeful about that. We have to be purposeful about supporting our music and our culture. We have to stand up. The community have to stand up to provide that support for you. So welcome to the Tree Shaker Show and allowing us the opportunity to do that. Because I know once everybody know you've been here, they're going to all want to blow your phone up. Nah, but that's all right too, because it's all good. It's all good. You deserve all of the accolades, every single one of them, man. Because I tell you, are the truest gem here in our community, and we always have to encourage our leadership to do right by our musicians. Certainly here at WHIV FM 102.3, we got space for you to come on. We honor and we are intentional about supporting Black-owned business as well. Because if Black-owned businesses don't survive in this community, nobody can survive. And Black Lives Matter, because we've been left out of mattering here for so long. It's time for us to get some act right and some do right by our treasure.
Yes, indeed.
So I can't wait for our love for you when we get some better weather for you to do them shows outside. We getting ready to have, but we're working on our Tree Shakers Ball too. We set a date up for that. We're looking at 12th night is for the Tree Shakers Ball.
Right.
Okay, so we'll be talking with you about that as well. So now that you're a tree shaker, you're also eligible to be recognized for what you're doing in our community, shaking the trees and making it happen.
Yes, indeed.
Appreciate you, Mr. Nash.
I'm thrilled to death. Thank you for having me. I'm really grateful.
And I was thinking, I said, boy, it'd be great if I could get Spy Boy Ricky on and we could have the Getrex brothers, one after the other one.
Well, I could make that happen. I'll call him up.
Call him up and let's do the second half with Ricky Getrex. Right. But man, I tell you, both of y'all just such talented guys. I guess it must have been fun in y'all household growing up.
Oh, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yeah.
But Ricky talented too, man. And Ricky is a big time culture bearer. And boy,
Oh
that
yes,
boy make that tambourine hum.
oh yes, he does. Yes, he does.
He sings
Yeah.
too.
Mm-hmm.
He tried to sing a little bit too, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's Spy Boy Ricky there.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Spy Boy. I know he passed by your house and hollered at y'all outside the door.
Yeah.
Riding his bike.
Right.
Yeah.
On the bike.
You know, one time I saw that boy, we both was going to the same funeral. And I saw him on the way there, sharp to the nine with his Stacey Adams and this double-breasted suit on. You
Mm-hmm.
know, he was hitting it on that bicycle, but you know that's what keep us healthy. New Orleans always been a bicycle city.
Mm-hmm.
We always
Yeah.
been a bicycle
The
city.
number one president as a kid. You get your bicycle.
You know.
Yeah, you're right.
But now you got a truck, so that's over with.
Yeah, I haven't seen him on his bicycle in a minute since he had a truck.
Yeah, he got that truck. Uh-huh.
But I think he'll put the bicycle on the back of the truck and he'll park the truck and ride a little bit.
And ride a little bit.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Be sure to tell him I asked about him. I wish I could. I wish he could call me and get on and let me do a Zoom with him. You know, anytime you want to come. You said you was gonna play a little bit for us today. You still want to do that?
You think I can play a song for you? I don't have the band. I only have a guitar right here. It ain't
Yes,
too far away.
indeed.
It's right there. Let me see. Mhm.
Yeah, well,
There
there
it
you
is.
go, magic.
Magic. Ta-da!
Yeah, well, I can't. Like I said, I can't do the entire orchestration like the band, but I like to do
You just do
this
a
thing
little
we
taste.
call Unplugged. So here's one of my favorite songs to sing in the whole wide world. You might remember the song. If I go a million miles away, I'd write a letter each and every day. Honey, nothing can ever change this love I have for you. Oh, baby, no. Make me weep, and you can make me cry. See me coming, and you can pass me by, baby. Well, nothing, but nothing can ever change this love I have for you. No, baby, no. Oh, you're the apple of my eye, my cherry pie. Oh, you my cake and ice cream, sugar and spice, everything nice. You're the girl of my dream. If you wanted to leave me and roam, when you get back, I'll just say welcome home. There ain't nothing, but nothing can ever change this love I have for you. Oh, you.
All right.
Yeah. One of my favorite Sam Cooke songs there.
That's a good song. You got that magic. Left.
I recorded that song on one of my CDs. It was just me and my guitar.
Uh-huh. So we got to get those. Whenever I can get those CDs, I'll put them in rotation at the radio station.
Oh, baby, I appreciate that. Well, whenever you want them, next time I'm in that area, I'm gonna drop them off by you, Mark.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop them off to you.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna have the station manager to give you a call, so
Okay.
you can bring them straight to him, and we can put them straight in there.
Okay,
You can
beautiful.
just get rid of the middleman, which is me, and hey, have at it. Cause all the best to you, brother, from now and forevermore, and everything that you're doing. I want to see nothing but prosperity continue to come to you and to the musicians that you employ as well. Thank you so
Amen.
much for taking the time to talk with us on Tree Shakers, and we'll be talking with you again soon. If you want to tell folks again where you playing at and how they can reach out to you, follow what's going on with you. I saw
It-
your page, which was really nice on I googled you and saw your page, which is real,
oh, you
real.
said my website? My website?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you could find out wherever I am if you just um go to you just Google me at lesgetrex.com. That's LESGETREX.com. And that's my website. It'll take you straight to my website. And once you open the website, it's going to say New Orleans blues legend. And
Yeah,
the website opens up. I got a calendar there. And wherever I'm performing, it'll show you where I'm performing at.
yeah.
And
So
I do weddings, divorce, cockroaches. I mean, no, I perform for everything. We
Well,
perform for
mistress.
everything. Any event you have, you want to hire Les Getrex and the Creole Cooking Band, we're there for you. We're gonna rock and roll it. We got New Orleans stuff. We got party music, blues, jazz, country, rock and roll. We do it all.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
I heard it. I do it all of it.
Bring your children. I'll sing Barney for them.
Nah.
I'm serious.
All
For your
right.
grandma, I got something for your grandma. I got something for
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah, yeah. That
Big
music is
things
the
for
truth.
everybody, baby. Yeah, I'm an entertainer. That's what I do.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
what
just
you
a
do,
singer.
Les.
I'm not a
Yeah.
guitar player. I'm an entertainer, and I'm
You're a
entertaining.
blues legend too. So hey,
Yes, amen. Yeah.
amen. So
So
thank you
thank you
so
again,
much, Les.
and thanks for
Appreciate you,
having me.
man. And we'll
Okay.
be seeing you again soon. Thank you,
All
Mark,
right.
for joining me as my
It was my pleasure.
co-host executive today. Thank you.
Bye bye, Doc.
Bye.